Hello, my friend. Welcome to your sleep story. My name is Stephen Dalton. I'm an Irish storyteller, and it's my great privilege to be the voice that you listen to as you go to sleep tonight. If you have been to my channel before, you might have heard of Cliff, who lives in a hut on the beach near his friend Coral. Cliff lives a very simple, easy life, a life that he chose for himself. And if you are new to Cliff, you don't have to have heard the other stories. Tonight we'll join Cliff during winter on the beach, as Cliff and Coral sit under the stars with cozy blankets next to a fire. And if you can, stay listening for a while, because there might just be a new development in their story. Okay, let's do the relaxation session, which will take a few minutes before tonight's sleep story. I'm going to count down from 10 to 1, and as I do, allow yourself to let go more and more. 10. Feel the support of the bed beneath you, or the floor, or whatever you lie upon tonight. Really feel that support. And as you do, allow yourself to let go a little more now. And beneath whatever you lie upon, know that the earth is supporting you. Feel the solidity of it, the constantness of it. It is always there, supporting you. So just let go now. 9. You are safe. Allow my voice to be an anchor of safety for you tonight. Know that I will not take you anywhere that is unsafe. Allow my voice to be a friend, to be a calming guide, and see if this feeling of safety can enable you to let go a little bit more now. 8. Feel into your body. Where are you holding tonight? Maybe it's in your feet. Maybe your lower legs. Maybe your belly. Maybe your chest. Or maybe your face. I know I always hold in my face. See if you can just relax everything now. 7. The day is done. Whatever has been has been, and whatever will be, will be. Whatever thoughts you may still be having tonight, they are not useful now. Don't fight them. See them for what they are. Thoughts. Allow them to arrive. Even welcome them. And then gently watch them depart, like leaves on a moonlit river, or clouds passing in a moonlit sky. Six, peace lives within you. It is always there, waiting to be found. See if you can find it tonight. See if you can say hello to that peace. For it is your constant friend. And if you do feel it, where do you feel it? Is it in your head? Or is it in your heart? 5. This is your moment. This is your time. You have nowhere to go, nowhere to be. Allow that fact to enable you to let go a little more now, to really be in this moment. 4. Perhaps feel a little gratitude now for the shelter you have tonight, for the simple things like your body and your breath, for the ability to listen to this sleep story tonight. 3. Begin to engage with your imagination now. Begin to see the most beautiful beach under a starlit sky, and begin to see a little hut, a very cozy, comfortable hut, and 2 kind-faced people, a man and a woman, sitting outside the hut, next to a little fire, content in their shared silence. 2. Check in with your body one more time now. See where you might still be holding. And if you are holding anywhere, feel the release. 1. Completely letting go now. as I tell you tonight's sleep story. The winter night has settled deeply over the beach, wrapping Cliff's world in a blanket of stillness and cold, and a beautiful opportunity for a little bit of philosophizing. The sky is a deep indigo, dotted with countless stars that twinkle like diamonds, and the moon hangs low and bright right over the ocean. It looks closer tonight in a way, so close you can nearly see the craters with the naked eye. The air is crisp, each breath visible as a cloud of mist in the cool night. Cliff sits on the porch of his beach hut, bundled up in a thick woolen blanket. The chill of the winter air is sharp, but of course Cliff has a little fire burning in his fire pit, and it keeps the cold at bay. And next to him, his good friend Coral sits wrapped in her own blanket, her hands curled around a steaming mug of tea. Oh, and of course Cliff's cat is there as well. The two friends sit in comfortable silence, gazing out at the moonlit ocean. It kind of feels like this place is all theirs tonight. This is the kind of place that most people would love to spend any time on. And right now, Cliff and Coral feel like the only two people in all the universe. The moonlight dances on the waves, creating a shimmering path that seems to lead directly into the heart of the night. Then Cliff speaks, his voice soft and thoughtful. "It's something, isn't it?" he says, nodding toward the sky. "All those stars, all that space, makes you realize just how small we are in the grand scheme of things. Makes you think, do any of our problems really matter?" Coral nods, her eyes reflecting the light of the fire and the moon. "It does," she replies, her voice just as quiet. "It's comforting in a way, don't you think? To know that we're just a small part of something so much bigger. It makes our worries seem less heavy." Cliff agrees, feeling the weight of her words settle over him like the warmth of the blanket. We're just tiny dots on a tiny dot, he says. But somehow, that makes our place here feel special. Like, out of all that vastness, we're here, right now, on this little beach, watching the same stars that people have been watching for thousands of years. The fire crackles softly as they continue to sit in silence, each lost in their own thoughts. The winter night wraps around them, cold, but not harsh, a reminder that even in the quietest, stillest moments, there is beauty and peace to be found. The cat stirs, his whiskers twitching as he shifts in his sleep. And both Cliff and Coral smile at the simple, contented life they've built here. The beach, the stars, the fire, it all just feels right. As if this is exactly where they're meant to be. Then, Cliff reaches over to the small side table beside him and picks up a well-worn, loved book. The cover is a deep blue, almost black, with golden lettering that reads, "The Universe and Our Place in It." He flips through the pages, stopping at a section that has always fascinated him. A chapter about humanity's long and complex relationship with the cosmos. He adjusts the blanket around him and looks at Coral, who nods in encouragement, ready to listen. Cliff begins to read aloud. Since the dawn of time, humanity has looked up at the night sky in wonder, captivated by the stars that dot the vast expanse of the universe. Our ancestors saw the heavens as a realm of gods and spirits, a place where the divine touched the earthly. They created stories and myths to explain the movements of the stars, the phases of the moon, and the changing patterns in the sky. But it was during the Renaissance that our understanding of the universe began to shift. Galileo, often called the father of modern observational astronomy, turned his telescope to the skies and saw what no one had seen before. He discovered the moons of Jupiter, the phases of Venus, and the rugged terrain of our own moon. His observations challenged the long-held belief that the Earth was the center of the universe a notion that had been deeply embedded in the human psyche for centuries. Galileo's findings were revolutionary, but they were also met with resistance. The idea that the Earth was not the center of the universe was a profound shift, not just scientifically, but philosophically and spiritually. It forced humanity to reconsider its place in the cosmos, to understand that we are not the focal point of creation, but a small part of something larger, more complex, and more mysterious. This realization did not diminish our sense of wonder, however. If anything, it deepened it. We began to understand how the universe is vast beyond comprehension, that we are but one tiny speck in a seemingly infinite expanse. And yet, in this vastness, we have found meaning. We have sent probes to the outer reaches of our solar system. We have landed on the moon, and we have gazed into the depths of the cosmos with telescopes that capture the light of galaxies billions of years old. The history of humanity's relationship with the universe is one of continuous discovery, of questioning our assumptions and pushing the boundaries of our knowledge. It is a history that reminds us of our smallness, but also of our capacity for greatness. As we continue to explore the cosmos, we are reminded that we are part of something much bigger than ourselves, something that connects us to the stars, to the universe, to the divine perhaps, and to each other. Cliff pauses, letting the words hang in the air for a moment, before closing the book gently. He looks over at Coral, who is gazing up at the stars with a thoughtful expression. The fire crackles softly, and the waves continue their rhythmic dance along the shore. After a moment, Coral speaks up. "Would you like to take a walk along the shore?" she asks. Her voice quiet, but carrying a note of something unspoken, something just beneath the surface. Cliff nods, feeling the pull of the ocean, the need to move, to walk, and let the rhythm of the waves guide his thoughts. They both rise, wrapping their blankets tightly around themselves, and with the cat padding along beside them, They step off the porch and make their way toward the shoreline. The sand is cold beneath their feet, firm and smooth, where the waves have recently retreated. The moonlight reflects off the wet sand, and the only sounds are the lapping of the waves. As they walk side by side, Coral glances over at Cliff, her expression thoughtful. She's been holding something inside for a while now. Something she's been turning over in her mind, unsure of how or when to say it. But tonight, under the vastness of the night sky, it feels like the right time. Cliff, she begins, her voice steady but soft. I've been thinking about us, about what we mean to each other. Cliff stops walking and turns to face her, his eyes reflecting the light of the moon. What do you mean? He asks gently, sensing the seriousness in her tone. Coral takes a deep breath, gathering her thoughts. I feel like we might be more than just friends. At least, I know that's how I feel. Spending all this time together, sharing our lives, our thoughts, our dreams. It's made me realize how much you mean to me. I think about you all the time, Cliff. And I wonder if maybe you feel the same. Cliff looks at Coral, seeing the vulnerability in her eyes, the way she's opened her heart to him. He feels a warmth spreading through him, not just from the fire they left behind, but from something deeper, something that's been growing between them, quietly, steadily, for some time now. I think about you too, Cliff admits, his voice low but sure. More than I've wanted to admit, even to myself. This life we've built here, it wouldn't be the same without you in it. They stand there for a moment, the ocean stretching out endlessly beside them, the stars above them, witnessing this quiet revelation. It's kind of like the universe itself is acknowledging this moment, this shift. in their relationship. Without another word, Cliff reaches out and takes Carl's hand in his. It's a simple gesture, but it carries the weight of everything they've shared and everything they hope to share in the future. They continue their walk, hand in hand now, both deeply content in this moment. And now, with their silent agreement made, Cliff and Carl walk back toward their huts. There's no need for more words tonight. The understanding between them is clear and deep. And as they approach their huts, Carl squeezes Cliff's hand gently before letting go. "Good night, Cliff," she says softly, her eyes warm and kind, reflecting the shared understanding that has blossomed between them. "Good night, Carl," Cliff replies, a small smile playing on his lips. He watches as she heads to her hut. The door closing softly behind her. And for a moment, he stands there, letting the night air wrap around him, feeling the newness of what has just passed between them. Cliff turns and enters his own hut. The familiar warmth of the small space welcoming him. He moves through his nightly routine with a sense of peace. He stokes the fire, ensuring it will burn low through the night, filling the hut with a gentle warmth. The cat, who has already made himself comfortable on the rug, looks up lazily as Cliff moves about. Cliff changes into his soft, worn night clothes, savoring the feeling of slipping into the cozy fabric. He pours himself a small cup of herbal tea, something to soothe him before bed, and sits in his favorite chair for a few moments, sipping slowly as he reflects on the evening. His thoughts drift to Carl, and he feels a sense of quiet happiness, knowing that whatever lies ahead, they will face it together. Finishing his tea, Cliff rinses the cup and places it on the counter. Then extinguishes his lantern, leaving the fire as the only source of light. He crawls into bed, pulling the thick blankets up around him, and with the cat nestled at his feet, he drifts off to sleep. The sound of the waves lulling him into a deep, peaceful rest. In her own hut, Coral follows a similar routine. She lights a small candle, the soft glow filling the room with a warm light. She changes into her night clothes and brushes her hair, letting the calming motions ease her mind. Her thoughts, too, linger on Cliff, on the shift that has taken place between them. It feels natural, right, as if this is where their journey has been leading all along. Coral takes a moment to write in her journal, capturing the essence of the night, the way the stars seem to shine a little brighter now, the way the universe feels a little closer. And then she closes the journal with a smile, blows out the candle, and crawls into bed. The blankets are soft and warm, and as she settles in, she feels a deep sense of contentment and a deep sense of connection. And so, as the night deepens, both Cliff and Coral drift into sleep, each wrapped in the comfort of their huts, knowing that the connection between them has grown stronger, and that tomorrow will bring whatever it may, under the same stars that have always guided them.